Going
Countdown is done.
live. Do. All right, we got the computer. We got the Jupiter. And here's the screen. And, oh, wait. Boom. There's me. Hey, everybody. Ed Diaz here on the third episode of Synth Talk. Today is Wednesday. So today we're going to be continuing our talk that we had from yesterday, continuing our talk on the Roland Jupiter-X. First off, before we begin, let's see everybody that's there. I see Scott's already there. And I actually have Scott on the phone ready to answer questions. And I see
Hello.
I see Mark there. I see who else? I'm trying to look. See some more people. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, I can't see your name. Kuznia. Okay. Man, this is great. What up? So we're just
Synth Clan, what up? That's cool.
That's cool. Zen Clan. That is real cool. Here, let me get my iPad ready so I can read some of the chats myself and get it all going. All right, we're getting going. Class, get together. Make sure you got your coffee, whatever you need, whatever beverage. Make sure you go potty real fast, and we're going to get into this and have a lot of good fun. And, oops, I was opening up YouTube myself, which I need to. All right, we're getting going. Everybody take a seat. We're going to have some fun going over some more stuff. Oops, I don't want to play that. I can't even find my own link. What a maroon. All right, hold on. We're getting it. Getting it here.
Get it together, Diaz.
Get it together, Diaz. Here we go. Hey, I'm live. Neat. All right, let me see the chats. Get those up. All right, let's see. Roll call. We got Scott. We got Mark. We got Kuznia. And where's my glasses? Hold on, let me get my glasses. Entertain the class, Scott. Hold on.
You got Ronnie. You got 5 crits. You got Istvan. Nice. Yeah, 5 crits. That is a cool shirt. That design was a great shirt. Jupiter 8 one. I agree.
Yeah, it is a hip shirt. Absolutely.
There are some new Jupiter-X, Jupiter XM shirts that are pretty cool. They just have like the top felt screening, that orange bar that goes across that shows oscillator, mixer, amp, and all that other stuff. Those look pretty cool. And I definitely love the way that all of our shirts feel. The person that does that, Stephanie, she does an amazing job.
Oh, shout out to Stephanie. Yeah.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop. All right, cool. I've had my coffee today. Hope everybody's doing.
Hey, Rick. Yeah.
Who else is here? Rick. Hey, Rick. And hello. So, all right. I think everybody's pretty good. Did everybody get something to drink? I have some water over here. I don't have any snacks, but it's okay. And let's see. We are about to get ready and get started. Okay, make sure everybody has your hand sanitizer and your Lysol, whatever disinfectant spray. And make sure we are practicing social distancing from each other right now. Hey, just out of curiosity, what countries are you guys from? Where are you coming from while we're getting everybody set and going? I always find that pretty neat to find out. Where in the world are you guys coming from? And
if you're in the United States, what state you're in?
Absolutely. City and state is always cool. It's always nice. I'm coming from Texas in the hill country in parts unknown and just having fun here, So
Yep.
It's just a good time. I think Scott's coming from Southern California. So
Yep, rainy San Diego.
Rainy San Diego, which that is a lie. Is it really raining over there, Scott?
Yeah, it's pouring. It's been
Wow.
pouring all week. I don't know when it's going to stop. Yeah.
Well, cool. So, I see. What does that say? UK. I see. Hold on. Here you go. East Vale, California. What's up? And then I see Hollywood, California, Florida, USA. Awesome.
Poland.
Okay. Jupiter 8.
Greetings.
Yeah. Philly. What's up, Philly? I saw a good Philly joke the other day. Here, let me see if I can find it. Is it appropriate?
California, desert, Las Vegas. Originally from Hawaii. Wow, that's quite a jump.
Hey, this is for my guys in Philly. I got a meme the other day. It says 12 p.m. The coronavirus is in North Philly. 12:01 p.m. The coronavirus has been shot. I don't know. It's probably inappropriate, but I thought it was funny.
Definitely fits Chicago. But yeah, sorry.
Hey, Rob. Robot. And let's see. Poland. We're going to talk about Roland. Round Rock, Texas in the house. Bring us some donuts from Round Rock, Texas. Have you ever been there, Scott? Yeah, they have like real awesome big old donuts in Round Rock. So it's good stuff.
No. But yeah, donuts are awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing an artist that would take the Roland name and gaff tape the stem of the R, so it always said Poland.
Oh yeah.
And people would get confused. I've never heard of a Poland keyboard.
Oh, they did that on South Park one time. They did that on South Park.
Did they?
Yeah. All right. I think we're just about. Hello from the UK. And all right, let's get started. I already see a question right away, and okay, I can read it. Let's see. It says, "Hi, quick question, Ed. What do you think about the Behringer Retro Synth series, and how the heck have they managed to keep the look and feel of these drum machines and synths?" Hey, blessings to you. I really have no comment on Behringer or any other manufacturer. I wish everybody well. I wish all my other colleagues in the other companies well. So. It's if you enjoy it and it helps you make music, fine. I would rather you stick with Roland, but I understand. There's a lot of keyboards that I want. Other companies I really like working with on a friend level. So we always try and support each other. So I'm not going to say anything really negative or about anybody. Just FYI. But
yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of the products that are out there. I mean, first of all, Ed and I are both keyboard players.
We love keyboards
and recording and all that other stuff, and we just love keyboards. And we've had different ones, different manufacturer types through the years. We've played different manufacturer types. There's so many good products out there.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I grew up on Roland. I know Ed grew up on Roland.
Yep.
So even as young teenagers or
younger,
whatever, that's where we started. That's what we know. And stuff like the Jupiter-X, we're seeing a lot of the stuff that we lusted after or even had back in the day come back through, and it's like, wow, here it is again. And I don't know, I think both of us are just absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
and what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this isn't really a job, or it's a career, but it's not even it's just fun. We just dig it talking about keyboards. All right, let's get into it. So for those of you that are new to today's to this chat, welcome. Like I said, we're just doing this during this time where everybody's kind of locked up and we can't get out there very easily. And I know you're encouraged to stay away from certain places. But one thing we all have to share and keep on doing is the love of music and the love of synthesizers. So in this chat, we're going to do some of that today. So in the past two, I think the first episode, we just kind of went over just general. We just kind of just blab, 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 blab. And then yesterday, we talked about the Jupiter-X and a lot of the basics. Now, in this episode, we're going to focus more on how to go ahead and make custom scenes. Take some of the different models, split and layer them, put them together, and you're going to see how we do things. And, I'm going to make mistakes on the way. I always do that. But, Scott's going to shake his head, wiggle his finger at me, and just say, hey. And then we're going to figure it out and going to have fun with it. So you can kind of see the creative process. And then if there's a particular type of sound that you would want, this always scares me, then let us know. And, I'll see what I can do. Also, I would like to have at some point within this episode and within this chat, I would like to have maybe take a couple of calls, and I'll have my Google phone up in a second. Unfortunately, when I do calls via Google, I have to cut Scott off, and then we'll bring him back in after that particular call. So if you would like to make a call, let me know, and I'll in a little bit, I'll let you call in via my Google number. And it's off right now, so don't call it yet. Absolutely. Boston strong. Yeah, I just got the phone with a friend in Boston. Shout out to my friends in Boston and all over. All right, so let's get back into it. So I'm going to go over here and let's take a look at the Jupiter-X. For those of you that are new to the Jupiter-X, this is just about to be released, and I believe it's in April, as long as the logistics don't get messed up from this virus. And this will be available in your local music stores and online. So if you love what you're seeing here today, don't be afraid. If you can do it, make it happen. Go to your local music store or call them, see if they have one in stock. Put one on order, or just order it online from your local music store that you prefer. Okay, they're all good. So that's here for you. So yesterday we talked about how to go ahead and create a fresh fresh scene, okay? So the way we go through scenes, and I'll go through this real briefly. If you want to go a little bit slower, we do have this online on the Roland product support page. We do have this available for the Jupiter XM. The Jupiter X videos are currently being edited, and they will be released. We released a couple of little ones right now, a couple teasers, but we'll have more topics as soon as the Jupiter X is released, so you guys can get to work. But yesterday we focused on how to find a scene. So if we were to go into this, you see this number is your scene. Pardon me. This number is your bank, and this number is the scene within that bank. Okay. So if we were to go into here, you can hear whatever's in that scene. Ooh, that's kind of freaky. All right, and if I wanted to change that bank, all I need to do is press and hold model bank, press and hold it, and then I just hit. I messed up, Scott. Did you see that? Okay, so if I want to change the scene, just press.
I will in a second.
Yeah, you will in a second, because if I want to change the scene. Major delay.
Sorry.
Press and hold scene, and you can see it saying, hey, you're in bank 1, and if I want to, now I'm in bank 3. It still says bank 1 until I choose another scene within that bank. So once again, to change this bank, press and hold scene, and you go ahead, choose the bank, and then you can choose a scene within that bank. All right, so that's how you do it. Very, very quick and easy right there. Let me go ahead and see if we have any questions that are popping up. Robbie's calling in. I don't think so, Rob. You could try. No, call in, Rob, if you want. All right, so let's get into choosing the model banks real quick. Review real fast. Once again, we went through this yesterday, but if you go to YouTube, Roland Product Support, we have videos on how to do this specifically for the Jupiter XM and also coming for the Jupiter X. So just a quick review. If I wanted to go ahead and start fresh with the sound, I would go to scene, and I prefer to go to bank 16 and 1 because these are initialized. If we look here, you can see that it says it's an initialized bank. So I'm going through the different scenes in bank 16, and they're all initialized. So it'll start off sounding like this.
Also remember that a lot of the stuff, pretty much all of it, can also be done on the Jupiter XM. The buttons may be in a different spot, but it's the same process. You'd hold scene button down and then press 16 to get into an initialized scene. So,
yeah, absolutely. So it's all the same. Okay, so all right. So we have the bank. Now let's go ahead and learn how to go through the different models. If I press model bank, you see Jupiter, Juno, JX, SH, XV, and RD, and then these right here are Zen Core. These are Zen Core right here. All right, so if I want to go into Jupiter, I have Jupiter selected, and let me go ahead and adjust this screen so you guys can see everything together. Yay, there we go. So you see, remember, Jupiter this way. I can go through all the Jupiter sounds, and just as a quick reminder, when you see, and we'll probably come up with this today, when you see the name of the actual tone in all caps, as I'm finding real quick, that is an original, here we go, that is an original Jupiter 8 sound, okay? That's original Jupiter 8. Okay, that's an original sound. So model bank, and then we hit Jupiter. If we hit model bank and hit Juno, these are Juno sounds. Very easy to go through models. All right, same thing. Model bank, JX. JX8P. I saw somebody in the comments asking about the JX8P, and so it is in here. Let's go through a couple of those. I don't think we went through these yesterday, Scott. So let's go through some of these. Oh, let's go through this. Okay, we've got some of that. Classic poly. It's a nice, always a nice sound, a classic poly from the JX. Let's see if we have some for the originals. See some original ones over here. There's a bunch of them in here. Here we go. Some old school strings. I saw somebody in the comments asking for this. Remember this is from the JX 8P. And I'll get to the cutoff. Okay, really nice sounds we can go through there. So, a lot of the JP. Early choir. Maybe just a little bit of cutoff. Okay, and let's go through a couple more. Look at this marimba. Okay, that's all I can play of that one, okay? Harpsichord. All right, that's it on that one. So that's how you choose the model bank for the JX 8P. Once again, press model bank, and now we go to the SH01. And Scott, we were talking last night after this was over about the SH01. I'm trying to remember that this one.
There's no presets in the SH101. If you go back and you look at the manual actually has. It's the old school patch sheets. So like with the Jupiter 8 and a lot of these other things, that will show you where to put the sliders or the knobs or whatever to create a certain sound. So like in the SH101, there's, a horn or tuba or a fuzzy guitar or whatever. And those are sitting there. And it's like, I'm curious to try and recreate those. But that's how the SH101 was. It was just, there were no presets.
Yeah, so that's something that's kind of neat to just remind everybody that the SH101 had no presets. Let's take a look and see if that is true. Is Scott lying, everybody? Let's check out and see. So if we go into here and we take a look, wait a minute, there's not that many presets in here, Scott. I think you might have been right. So what does that mean, Scott? What do we need to do if we want to make sounds in the SH101?
You want to start from the ground up? Is that what you're saying?
We need
to initialize the tone.
Okay, we'll do that in a little bit. I'm just kind of having fun with you. So yeah, if you guys want on the SH101, when you go in here and be it the X or the XM, and you're like, hey, where are the preset sounds? Now you know. It's just a good reminder, because I know even for a lot of us, we have to be reminded like, oh yeah, they didn't have preset sounds on some of those. All right, let's go into another one. So back into the scene, model bank XV. And here you can see, can you see it? Yep. Oh, you will in a second. Let me do that again for you guys. Model bank, and I'm making sure to press XV right there. And you can see here's going to be literally, I don't know, Scott, I would say probably thousands of sounds available by going through here.
It's got all the original XV5080 stuff in there, which is over 1,000 sounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got a ton sitting there.
So, from this XV5080, we have a lot of sounds from the 1080, which was iconic. Of course, the 2080, 3080, 5080. So, a lot of different things to go through in here. So, you can go ahead and... A lot of great sounds. I'm showing some strings, but if I want to go even further, we can kind of have some fun with all of the other kind of sounds. Ooh, like, see if I remember. There's so many good sounds. And this was in the age of when the PCMs were really strong. And this was, oh, look, here's Don't. Yeah, because we can't play the real song. So, played it in minor, and it's good. And you see, oh, here's a nice retro league. So that's a nice sound in there. So many you can just work with and just have fun, kind of having coming up with stuff. So I'm just literally just scrolling. There's so many in here. Oh, this is a nice one. Check out this one, everybody. Depending how I strike it. See. So just has that velocity switching right in there. That's all in the 5080 engine, and feel free to go through this. There's so many. Oh, here's one of my personal favorites is the Syrian lead. Let's see where they have the Cosm lead. I'll find it in a little bit. But a lot of great stuff like where was that? Yeah, I like this one. I kind of grew up with this one. So there's so much like this West End bass. Check it. Let me drop it in octaves. That's a great one. All right, let's move on. You can tell, Scott, I just got kind of sidetracked. So yeah, absolutely.
No, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that you just kind of let loose and allow you feeling at that time to just go. That's what's so cool, and that's what's exciting. I'm sure all of you feel the same way when you get a new product in front of you. You just start going to town and you're lost for hours. But the XV5080, like the Jupiter-8 and things like that, wound up on so many 80s albums and 90s, and is still being used. There's a lot of guys that are out there that still have them, that are still using them for, film scoring or TV and song, because the sounds are just, they're great. They're perfect as they are. You don't need anything else. So that's just, again, just real cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go on to the next model, and that in the model bank. And good, you guys can still see. Model bank, it's already pressed, and RD. A lot of different pianos in here we can choose from. Okay, so a lot of different ones. And then you could always go in through and do a little bit of editing, Maybe choose. Oh, that was an express. I should have used a bright one instead of that one. So here's something right here. So that's coming out of the Jupiter-X. So that's the RD engine, all right? And so now if we take a look at some of the Zen Core. Now Zen Core is going to start off, and let me take this off so you can see. It's going to start from when it gets the yellow section. I think that's what we determined last night. And then I think over here, vocoder and then users. Okay, we make users. So all these yellow are going to be various Zen Core. So let's take a listen to some of these. We have some different basses right here. Go through some more sounds, and then there's so many sounds and stuff. I like to go through and take a legal pad and kind of remember the ones that I like, or I might go ahead and just start making them in a scene. A lot of different ones, and I guess I'm in the bass section. There's, of course, a lot of great strings in here. I like this one. You play that when you're surprised? Okay, go back to that. All right, so that one's a good one. And then we can go and play some more, have some fun. Oh, we got some D50. Okay, we'll go in here. And let's see, make sure I got it. Oh, let me put it back so you guys can see. All right, great. Yeah. Hold on. There we go. Now you guys can see better. All right, so there's a bunch of strings in here, and there's so many to go through. I think you're going to have a great time. If we go in a little bit further, we can see we have our different brass section. A lot of different brass, and we can strip off some of those effects as well. So that makes it a lot of fun to go in there, to go in and just have fun with all the different brass. Oh, look, here's one. I always loved it. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that, But anyway, let's see. A lot of different ones we can play. Oh, here you go. My favorite, being from Texas. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It had to be done. I'm sorry, Scott, but all of you from Texas, you understand. All right, so let's go back over here. Everybody still there? Let me go ahead and check the chat. I hope you're digging all these sounds. We're just going through sounds, but we are about to go into looking into there. So let me answer some of these questions now. Scott, you still with me? Oh, I don't know if Scott's still there. Let me see. Says he is.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay.
My phone timed out. So.
Oh, that happens. So we're going to go over a couple questions real quick. So you can see real fast, and I'll do some vocoder later too. Where's my mic? Okay. I can do some vocoder later. You know what? Before we ask questions, let me get the vocoder set up and get this going for you. All right. I have my mic right here, and let's see, undo the mic. And so I'm just using just a little headset that I've had for a couple of years. I think I had this back in the VP 550 days. I think this was probably about 10 years ago, or maybe even 12. It might be 14. It might be 14 years ago. So I have this old mic. So I'm going to plug it in to the back of my Jupiter. All right, great. And let me get the mic on. The mic is obviously hot. Okay, and the mic's going through. And I'm going to hit the vocoder.
there is a mic through and a mic off setting that's in the system settings for this. So if you just wanted it to be vocoder only and not just a pass-through,
here, let's show them.
Set that up in the system.
So I'm going to go through there right now. I just went ahead, and I'm in the vocoder, but I'm going to hit menu. And I'm going to go into system, and we're going to find that right now because that's just good to know. So system, I'm going to press enter so we can go inside. And if I remember correctly, it's in the system, and I think it might be the first page. Let me see. Let's take a look together.
There's a cool shortcut that you can use in the XM and the X when you're scrolling through the menus. You can hold the shift button and page down or page up, and it will jump sections. Instead of having to go through every single parameter change, you can actually just jump the sections, and it's just kind of a cool thing.
Here it is. I found it. Mic in right there. So here we go. Noise. What was it? It was the. Right, I'm trying to find it.
It was the mic through, I think.
I think it was the mic. There it is. Mic through. So it's on. I'm going to turn it to off just for right now, and let me go ahead and write that to the system. Yes, so that way, now, if I talk, you're not going to hear it through here until I do vocoder. And so let me get over here and get vocoder back up and running. Here we go. Let's see, exit. And vocoder, we'll get that for you guys right now. Test. And let me turn off my mic, mute my mic for a minute. Test. This is vocoder 1. This is vocoder 2. Baby. Also, we can go into vocoder and adjust some filters. Adjust the filter on the vocoders. We go in vocoder 2, adjust filter. Go into amp, adjust it. We can do the vocoder, baby. So that is
now
something.
the other thing.
Huh,
Yeah, the other thing too, you can stack sounds on top of that. And one of the guys is asking any vocal harmony. Well, the way a vocoder works, if you pull up a string or a choir sound and actually use that on it, you can play chords. That's going to create your harmony.
So let's go ahead. Okay. So I wasn't ready to go here, but since I have the vocoder on, let's go ahead and start stacking. Okay. So just a quick review for everybody. We've already gone in and we've learned real fast how to change the scene, the bank. Change the bank, and then we just go in there. Okay. We know that. I hope so. We know that. All right. So. Okay, we have that, and so we chose now how to go into the model banks, and we'll start off with vocoder. Test. We'll start off with vocoder, and okay, so now let's look at the parts. So we got to tell it, well, what part is the vocoder in? So the vocoder is in part 1, and if you look at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it very well here, but this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the synth, and 5 is rhythm. Okay, so that's what you would be editing once you press the part button on. Now, go ahead, Scott.
I was going to say, so just so you guys know, Jupiter-X XM, the vocoder and the RD can only be in part 1. They can't go into any of the other parts. It's the way that they have it routed, and probably because it's got a lot of power in it, and they've just dedicated it to part 1. So if you try to put a vocoder in part 2, 3, or 4, or the RD, you won't be able to do it. So just keep that in mind before you start stacking things.
Yeah, and then okay, so we have this. Now, if I wanted to stack something else, like say I wanted to do a bass, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to choose part 2, but notice if part 1 is still on, in order to hear part 2, I'll have to turn it on. But last night, Scott and I were, being nerds, and we learned if you press and hold shift, and let me take this off so you can see, press and hold shift, I have the part selected, when I go to the part and hit part 2, it automatically turned on part 2 here. So if I just do it without holding shift, see, part 1 didn't come on, even though I said to select part 1, I got to physically turn it on. Well, if I hold shift once again and hit the parts that are available, let's hit part 4, for example. Now when I let go, you see part 4, part on is on. All right, so that's a quick shortcut that will hopefully help you guys in the future. So
yeah,
just go ahead, Scott.
Because it's really easy to select the part, because you have the part select on the left side and the part on and off on the right. And you may have a part on the right, and you're like, oh, I want to adjust something there, and not realize that the part select is on the different part. You go to start messing with it, and you're like, why is it not happening? And then you realize you just messed up that other part. So this shift and select will turn the other parts off and that one on only, and it's just a good habit to get into. Again, this also works on the Jupiter-XM.
All right, so let's do this. Since I have the vocoder on part 1, I'm going to go press and hold shift, and we're going to work on part 2. So part 1 is off, and part 2 is on, and let me make it so you guys can see. And let's choose, since we have a vocoder, let's choose a bass. I really like a bass in a vocoder, so I'll come over to I'm in part 2, and I'm going to choose what model bank I want in part 2. So I can hit model bank. Part 2 is selected, so I can say I want to go ahead and take. I was enjoying that bass section. Let's just use that first one. Yeah, fat analog bass. And I might want to come into here and make some adjustments to it. Okay, so maybe I want to go in an octave right here. And let's go ahead and put it with the vocoder. So I'll hit part, and I'm going to turn on the vocoder. I'm going to turn off my mic.
you can hear the vocoder.
Okay, now I was adjusting the levels between there. It's a little hard to hear on here. Let me go back to that that step right here. Test, test, test. And make sure that's loud, and then we can have them in there. All right, so let me move the vocoder. Let's go to some regular sounds right now. Hold on one second. And we could probably go back to the vocoder a little bit later. So let's do some regular models. I guess probably we should go ahead. And what do you say we go to, like, making maybe a Jupiter-X with a modern string? Or you guys go ahead and put in the comments what you would like to see. See what you want to hear. So let's go ahead and start with that. I'm going to go ahead and start. I was doing it last night with a Jupiter-X model string with maybe like a XV.
Zen Core.
Or a Zen Core. Let's do a Zen Core. All right, so first off, I'm going to start off. I'm going to clear out, go to a free scene, initialize, and if you look, it says initialize now, and I'm going to go start with part 1. Part 1 is on. Model bank happens to be Jupiter, so that's fine. And now I'm going to go through some Jupiter sounds here, and I just want to find me just a nice, oh, I just heard a pad, but I think I want to go with a nice strings, maybe something like this. Okay, just a nice string. Now I'm going to go over to part 2, and I'll do it this way. I'll do it this way before we do the shift. I'm going to go this there, turn off part 1, turn on part 2. Now I'm going to get out of the parts, go model bank, and I'll go to one of the Zen Cores. So there we go. And look through some of the Zen Cores real quick. Oh, I can mix a Jupiter-X with a Jupiter-21. Okay. Let's go ahead and have some fun. There's so many we can choose. Oh, that might be good on the third example. So let's go ahead and choose. I'm going to use this AX contrabass. And then now let's put them together. So to put them together, turn on part 1, there's part 2, and now they are stacked. Now I heard earlier when I was going through this, I might have wanted to maybe put another part when I was going through the sounds. Let's go ahead and add another part, part 3. But this time, when I press part 3, I'm going to press and hold shift and watch. It's going to turn off the other 2 parts. 3, and now look, 1 and 2 are off, so I can focus. So I'll go into model banks now. Who do I want on part 3? And I'm going to say model bank. I'm going to go back to that Jupiter-X because there was one there that kind of caught my ear. And that reso pad. Adjust my amp a little bit. And now let's turn on those parts. There it is. That is the Zen Core one. And then here is with the Jupiter. So now we can totally play with them all mixed together, one shot. So just like this. Let's drop it 1 octave. Got that low end kicking. Real nice right there. We could just let it hang. And you heard a little bit of velocity in there. A little bit of swell. And then we can just bring them together. And if we liked what we just did, if we liked it, we could always press the right button right here, press right, and then we would go in there and we would actually go ahead and write it as a scene. Very easy to go in there and do that. Let me read a couple more comments, and Scott can help me out with this. A couple more comments, and let's see some other sounds you guys want to try and make, since we're having fun.
Yeah, one question here was, in total, how many Zen Core patches are included already? Well, the Jupiter-X out of the box is in the neighborhood of 4,000 sounds. The bulk of that is going to be Zen Core, because the models, I'm trying to remember how many of the models have each, but they did add some more Jupiter 8 sounds and some more Juno 106 sounds and stuff in one of the updates. I think the version 1.10 for Jupiter-X did add some of those. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at over 4,000 sounds in this thing. And then the capability and the controls and everything else, it's just a beautiful, beautiful machine.
Yeah, 4,000 sounds over. And then don't forget, you can, like, I was just going through a couple real quick, and even that sound that I just that scene I created using the two Jupiter 8 patches and the XV, I could have stacked one more on top, and I would use that on a gig. I would totally be able to totally use that on a gig or something really nice, or a nice project. All right, so let's see. So that was one. Oh, real quick before I forget. Yeah, you did hear the aftertouch, Ronnie. Absolutely. Oh, hold on. We'll get that. I see Ronnie asked for try doing a typical David Foster layered ballad piano, asking for a friend. Nice. Good one. Good one. All right.
Very easy.
Very easy.
Very easy to do.
Before we do that, before I forget, I want to share with you guys a great resource for learning about vintage synth stuff right here. So Vintage Synth Explorer, if you've never been here, this is not a paid advertisement. This is just one synth guide to another, sharing with you how to find different things. If you just go to Vintage Synth Explorer, and let me make a little bit, we can go into synths here, and they're going to be organized by manufacturer. So this is a great way to look up old school synths. And if I go to the Roland page, for example, good. Now it pops into the Roland, and then I can go into, see if I can see it. I think I chose the right one. I can go into one of these real fast and choose. Hopefully I chose the right one because I can't see on this little screen. We can actually come in here, and I'll just choose something. And we can go ahead and find a lot of different specs and a little bit of things of the old keyboards. It's not opening up. Boo. All right, so check that out when you get a chance. Vintage Synth Explorer, and that is just a great resource for you. And in a little bit, I'll grab a couple of books that are also great ones, okay, for you. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one for you guys. What was it? This blah 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 blah. Where was you? Where were you, Ronnie? Okay, Ronnie wants to hear a ballad piano.
Typical David Foster, yeah.
Okay.
So it's electric piano with a regular piano, pretty much.
Okay, well, let's do this first. Okay, so I'm going to come into here right away. I'm going to go to a scene, and remember, all of these guys are. Make sure I got it right. All of these guys in Bank 16 are initialized, so not saving anything, and it should say initialized there. All right. First off, let me start off by showing you this. We're in part 1. I'm going to go to Model Bank XV. Okay, I'm going to put this here. Check this out. If I go in and see if I can find it real fast, I might not be able to. Or it might be, let me go change that Model Bank. It might be in the Zen, it should be in the Zen Core also. I'm going to find the JV. There's one. Trying to find real fast. And I think, let me just go through. And if you hold down Shift and you move, it'll jump by 10. So that'll help you find stuff real fast as well. So look through here. And
also, knob number 1 will jump by 10.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
So 2 will go incrementally. Knob number 1 will go by 10, or the Shift. Shift, we'll go through the Shift button because the Shift can do a lot of different things.
I'm finding them real quick. Oh, here we go in the EPs. I'm totally passing them. All right. In the EP section, which was number 8. Oh, look, Vintage Synth Explorer. Just look. It just went over. Okay, that's what I was trying to show you guys. All right, back to this. All right, so now that I'm in there, I'll go back. Here we go. I really love this piano. Well, this electric piano. It's old school, and you see that there's some really, that's some really good ones. But the one that I always say, this is the Money EP, even though it's not like everybody's heard it. It's great for gigs, and especially for wedding gigs. Where are you? My JV Rhodes. I love that one. Okay, so should have had this one pulled up already. This one, I just love it. Where are you? We see a lot of different ones that you probably recognize. Oh, look, here's a nice phaser. That in there. Another delicate. And here it is, the JV. That's the money sound right there. I swear it is. And presenting. No, I'm just joking. All right, so let's go back to what he originally wanted. It was a piano mixed with a Rhodes kind of. Mixed with an electric piano. So I'm going to leave that one in part 1. I already got it there in that section, so I'm going to leave it there. And now I'm going to go to part 2, and I'm going to hold down Shift so it turns. I select part 2 to edit, and it turns on part 2 so I can only hear it. And I'm going to go to Model Bank and choose what? Probably an RD. But look what just happened. RD is only available in there. Yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and switch that part and put the RD in Model Bank 1. So now I have the RD. Now I'm going to go in part 2. Part 2, Shift, and 2. And on Model Bank, I'm going to choose that XV. And look, it was already there at the ready. So now I'll just turn both of those parts on. So I have an RD mixed with that JV. Is that the kind of sound he's looking for, Scott, or is that too much JV in there?
It's hard for me to hear where I'm sitting, but he's also saying NA pad or a string, so you could easily add a third part.
Man, picky there. All right, here, let's add another one. Ronnie, that's 1. Okay, no, I'm just playing it. Let's go ahead and put that on there for you. I'll go ahead and Shift, if everybody's watching, Shift, and let's do part 3. And Ronnie wants a pad. Let's go ahead and do a pad. I'm going to go ahead and let's stay in the Model Bank. I'm going to stay in the Zen Core area. And I think there was one over here in this section. Yeah, let's go here. Here's some of the pads. Well, it's the vocal choirs. Can I do vocal choir, Ronnie? I kind of like some of these. And let's go ahead. Oh, can we use this one? Adjust my level of it. All right, now let's turn them all on and see what we have. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. And I'm going to bring him back up. There we go, to taste. All right, now let's try it. So we have RD with the JV Rhodes and with an Angel Choir. Okay, anyway. Is that better, Ronnie? So once again, for everybody you can hear, I just went into here and we did RD with a JV and then with a pad. And then I adjusted my levels of everybody once they're selected for editing, and my amp there. So that's the JV. Editing number 1, which is the RD. Oops. So RV is going to be my dominant. Then I'll go ahead and bring in my electric piano to a taste. And then I'll go ahead and bring in my choir to taste. All right, I hope that was cool right there. Let's see if we have another one we can do for you guys. And remember, if I wanted to save that, I really dug it, and I want to go ahead and use it in the future, all I have to do is press the right button, and then all I got to do is go ahead and say, write it as a scene. So that's pretty cool there. And if I did any editing with the particular tones, it would tell me, and it says, yeah, you did edit the tones. I would have to edit those. I would have to save those first, write those first in a user, and then save it into the scene. Okay.
Right. So I think you guys can see really, really quick that this thing is a lot more than just a Jupiter-X. And, you know, it looks like Ronnie was like, thanks, Ed and Scott, nailed it. Really, really nice. I knew it could be done, but I wanted to see it in action. Tears of joy.
Somebody said it's the Take a Bow Roads at Tony Braxton. I don't even know. Maybe. Yeah, that dude, you guys could do, let me see. Let me get out of here. So with that particular sound, man, that's a save. That's a save. You could totally use that sound for so much. For whatever you want.
And keep in mind too, as you're looking at the screen where it says the scene's been edited, the tones have been edited because you changed the volumes and things. Some of those tone edits can be done in what's called the scene edit. It's offset, so you don't necessarily have to save the tone again somewhere else just because you change the volume a little bit. If you go into the scene edit and actually adjust the part volumes there, it's an offset, and we'll save just in the scene. You don't have to save all the tones. We have a video on that.
Yep, and don't worry. Let's see. I see another good question. Going saying, hey, can you play the soundtrack sound on the JX8P? Let's see if I can find it real quick. So once again, if I wanted to get out of here, I'm going to just exit, make sure I'm at the top level. And I'm in bank 16, which these are all initialized. So I can just, all I have to do is just scoot over. And it's, now if you take a look, it's blown out. So, all right, let's put it back. And you want to hear the what did you say, soundtrack in the JX8P. So once again, hopefully you're getting this. So if I want to go there, it's going to be defaulted to the part 1 in model bank 1, which is the JP8, but I want to go to model bank, and here it is, where it is, the JX. All right, let's see if we can find that soundtrack one that you want in here, and there's a lot of different ones. Let's see here. If I can find it, I am looking. That's the thing, you know, when you go through keyboards, there are so many sounds, and you just kind of have to get used to going in there and kind of playing them on, finding the ones that really speak to you. And everybody's a little bit different, okay? Because some sounds that I like, Scott has other choices, or, you know, and other guys that we play with, and then other people. So you just really have, like, I like a square lead. You know? Oh, that's a cool one. That could be fun. Let me go back. Okay. Okay, let me see here. A lot of different ones. I'm looking for your soundtrack one, and it shouldn't be that hard to find. Oh, look, let's look, another piano. And today after school, may we present. Okay, just joking. Look at these. These are awesome from back. Okay, I digress. More voices. Okay. Oh, organs. You got to remember, a lot of these sounds are from the 80s. It's pretty crazy. We go in there. Oh, here it is, soundtrack. Let's see what we can do with soundtrack. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go ahead and... All right, we'll do D minor, the saddest of all keys, and see what we get. Oh, little aftertouch. Here, let me go ahead and take this off. Let me open up the filter. That is a pretty... Hey, let's play with this sound a little bit. If everybody's down, I want to play with this sound a little bit. So let's say I got this one soundtrack. We put it in part 1. That's cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and say I want to go ahead and mess with part 2. So shift, hit part 2. Notice part 1 is no longer audible because it's not selected, and I'm just in part 2. And now I'm going to go into model bank, and what should we put with that? Maybe like a Jupiter sound. Let's try that. Maybe like Jupiter-X sound. Oh, a soft pad. Let's put just those two guys together. Okay, and turn them on. And part 2 is still the one that's editable, just FYI. Okay, so. And I'm going to turn up the cutoff on that Jupiter. I'm going to go to part 1 and adjust the cutoff on the soundtrack. Ooh, let's have more fun. Let's go ahead and go to part 3. I'm going to go ahead and choose a Jupiter again. And remember, the Jupiter had some of those cool old school vocals in there, the original ones. Oh, let me put it so you guys can see. Choose some of the old school vocals. Oh, let's try this solo voice and see what happens. Okay, so let's turn it on. What do you think about that, Scott?
Yes, that was a creepy voice. Yes, we like that one.
And hold on, let me go to the old school, the choir voices. And since I have 3 selected, that'll be the one I'm editing. Oh, look, let's play it minor. Little aftertouch kick in. And let's resolve to major. All right, so that's pretty cool. So that particular one was made up with, let's go and take a look, was made up with soundtrack, was made up with the soft pad, and then made up with the choir voices. So that's another cool one. And we use 2 Jupiters and a JX8P in that one too. So let's take a look at some more. Oh, I messed it up for you guys. I'm sorry, I had double vision right there. All right, let's see here. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, the actual JX8P also had velocity sensitivity. Good job, Ronnie. Oh, let's see. The Zen Core has the character of classic, since ACB has the, what is it? Detail. Oh, the detail, best way to describe it. Yeah, that's okay. I'll go with that. Absolutely, yeah. The great thing is about this stuff, go ahead and layer. Have some fun with it and just, really practice layering in there. I tell you what, let's see. I am going to, let's see. So now that Ed has 3 voices, it's down to how many voices. Oh, I don't know, Ronnie. I would have to figure that out, but I probably wouldn't figure it out, to be honest. If I started having polyphony issues, depending on all the different stacks and layers, then I would probably have to make some adjustments and figure it out. But right off the cuff, I wouldn't even know, because Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
There's also a voice reserve. So if there's something that you wanted to have more voices to, like the original, again, you got to keep in mind that the models, like the Jupiter 8, is going to be limited to 8 voice. It's trying to be the original. The XP is going to be limited to, I think, 32 or something.
Yeah.
And keep in mind with the JX8P is that each time you hit a note, it could be triggering up to 4 partials, meaning that it's actually triggering 4 notes every time you hit one. So stacking that and layering that with itself or anything like that can definitely, get a little polyphony clump depending on the chords that you're playing.
Okay.
Where'd you go, Ed?
I'm
lost you.
Oh, it's my camera. Oh, sorry. My camera shuts off after 30 minutes of just sitting there, but it's okay. I just got to touch it, and it brings it back on. All right, let me see here. Let's see. I'm back. Ed. Anyway, okay, I'm going to open this up a little bit. Well, let's see. If anybody wants to give me a call, and I think I might lose Scott on this one. Scott, or let's see. Who else? Is there anyone on here?
It is what it is.
Is there anyone on here we need to talk to? Oh, you know what? Let's see here. I tell you what. I'm going to Scott, let me hang up with you. Bye, Scott. You can come back in a little bit.
Wow. All right.
Bye. Rude. Bye. All right. So, everybody, I'm going to open up my Google number here, and we can take a couple of phone calls and see what we get. If anybody wants to call, and hold on, let me open it up and we'll see what happens. And going by the cuff, and we're still showing sounds. Like I said, we're just having fun today, making some sounds, and I'm going to try and get to the cross mod in a second. We'll see if we can do that. And hold on, where is my stuff here? I am finding it, everybody. So while I'm looking for that, I hope everybody has enough water and food, and everybody's being good people. Let me see, where is it? I'm finding it. So hold on, not there. Hold on. You ever have so many apps on your phone, you're just like, okay, where are you? Okay, there's there. Talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. Well, I hope everybody's digging this. And, I'll do the search. I could do that. And where is it? Google. Find Google. Hold on. My Google number, just so you guys know, is 210-504-7403. That's 210-504-7403. Give me a second. I am finding it real quick. I thought I had it in a good spot, and I was wrong. Hold on. Getting it real fast. Let's see. So hold on. Getting it. How horrible. Okay, there's that. No, there's that. But all these things tend to look the same after a minute. Okay, no, not there. And I normally have it organized. Got to watch out. Oh, here we go. That's WhatsApp. Maybe we can do some more international stuff or in there. Where are you? Let me find one. Try one more time. What's that? That's code number. No. Look up phone. Oh, I'm trying to find it, people. I'm sorry. Where is it? Find my phone. Nope. Okay. Hold on. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Let me try. Well, I'm trying. Hold on. I'm starting to freak out here because this is live, and I thought I should have probably just already had it up. And I know you're here. App. And it's not in maps. It's not there. Almost there. Hold on, 'cause some of these look so much alike. It's not there. Hold on, everybody. Getting there. And once I find it, I will probably put it in a good spot with all my communication stuff. I just don't know why I haven't found it. Let's see here. Hold on. Here it is. It just says voice. Duh. All right, so I'm turning it on. It is now on. So my Google Voice number is on. If you want to give me a call, the number is 210-504-7403. That's 210-504-7403. It is open now, so I can take a call, and we can you can be on this video podcast, and you can ask your question, and we can see if I can do it. Scott Berry is in the chat, so he can help out. I'll take a look in the chat as well, see if there's anything that I can do. Oh, I like that. Can we hear a JX66 Fat Fifth? Oh, and a JX from the JX feed. Okay, cool. I will get it. Hold on. We're just taking a peek. Anybody? All right. All right, cool. So I'll give you one more shot. If anybody wants to call, the number is 210. It's 210-504-7403. If anybody wants to call and just say hi, that is totally cool. So 210-504-7403. And I'll wait for somebody to call, and we can see the line is open, just FYI. So let me go. Hey, Robert St. John. Okay, so let's go through some. I saw some people wanted through some more sounds of the JX8P. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up while we wait to see if anybody wants to call. Okay, so I'll go back to the scenes here. I'm gonna go back to another initialize scene right there, and let's go to the model bank and go to the JX. I saw someone requested the fifth, some of the fifth. Well, this is a mass fifth. And let me see what I can find real quick for you guys in here. We're just going through sounds, and I'm looking. We already did that Poly JX, which was great. And we're going to go through some more sounds. Oh, here's a fifth. Find another one, see if we can find our fifth stuff. Oh, look at this one, severed strings. That's very interesting. Look, gross, dude. Portal strings. That's cool. A bell choir. And anybody call yet? Nope. If you want to call, 210-504-7403. Oh, 2 chimes. Oh, we got a call. Wait, is this my regular phone? Let's see. Hello?
Hello, this is Lisa calling you from Chase Bank.
Hey, it's Lisa from Chase Bank. We just took that. What a bummer. Okay, anyway, let's go back into here. Okay, let's go ahead and see some more sounds. And I'm trying to find some more. And we're just using the JX8P right now. Oh, that's a pretty good one. You guys can probably just use this as a stack. That's cool in there. Oh, here you go. This could be fun. Bendy brass. Oh, listen to this. Oh, this is nice. Check. I love this. This is. Adjust that cutoff. Maybe we'll go in there, and if this is a mono, let's a little bit of portamento. Go into the portamento, adjust. Cool. Let's go and pick some more. Oops, I was in the portamento. Duh. All right, let's go choose some more. Mad Bot. And that sound. Little cutoff. All right, let me read some of the comments. I see some stuff. The same. Okay. What does it say? Oh, here we go.
Call from
Mark.
All right.
to accept, press 1.
Press
To send a
1.
voice-
Hey, Mark. Hi, Ed Diaz here. How are you?
Hey Ed, I'm doing good, man. How you doing with this Corona thing?
Well, the Corona, I am doing fine. No real issues there. Just just kind of having fun playing keyboards, learning some more stuff, and talking to you guys. How about yourself?
Man, I'm over here in Southern California, and we're just staying home. We have quite a bit of rain, so it's just a peaceful day at home, man. And so far, nothing too crazy. But I do appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Putting on the shows for us while we're staying home. Really enjoying the blogs and the synth episodes.
Cool. Yeah, and hopefully you're learning some stuff if you have a Jupiter XM or a Jupiter X or consider them, or you're just enjoying the synth. I want to say knowledge, but just being silly and just kind of having fun going through synth. Hopefully you're enjoying it and learning some stuff too.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've followed you since way back in the day. When you were doing the Roland the Phantom X8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So I still have one of those, and man, I love that thing. And I'm really looking at this new Jupiter 8, man. But is it out yet? Do you know?
It will be out next month, as long as the supply chains don't get interrupted. But with everything going on, looks like everything's going pretty good. So you can check with whatever music store you like to use, either locally or via on the internet, and just check. And I think a lot of music stores are having pre-orders, and those particular pre-orders will be the first ones fulfilled. Just FYI. So if you have one pre-ordered, you'll probably get it quicker than if you were just to wait for it to come into a store, just to see. So yeah, they'll be out next month for sure. They'll be out next month for sure.
Got it. So is the one that you're demoing there, is that a final production unit, or is that like a whatchamacallit?
Yeah, good question. Is okay. So Mark's question is this a final production, or is this like a prototype? No, this is a final production. Everything is all silk screen, real nice on here, and everything's working. We're still tweaking the operating system, so by the time it hits, it'll have the final operating system. And actually, there's a new OS that I need to put in here anyway, just to tighten stuff up. A lot of times we're working with prototypes, operating systems. We have a whole team throughout the world, other nerds like me and other guys and gals that are working on our synths, and we just tighten stuff up. Let's add this. Let's add that. Let's make this better. Let's do this. So I have one here that the actual body, everything is right, but I think I need to go ahead and zap it with the new OS. Nothing's really going to change, but it's just tighten things up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, last question. I don't want to take up all your time.
It's all good.
All right, man. So as far as main differences, other than the larger keyboard with the Jupiter X, with the Jupiter 8 and the X, is it the XM or 8M?
No.
The smaller brother?
Yeah. So the main differences between the Jupiter-X and the XM are going to be really a lot of the build quality. Okay, the build quality. The Jupiter-XM was made to be more portable, but it still has all the oomph of the Jupiter-X, but just in a smaller form factor. Okay, so this is something.
Okay.
This is something great that if you have a bunch of keyboards and you want to have all these sounds, but you don't necessarily need another big keyboard, that's a great option to go. Or if you're someone that travels a lot, I know there's a lot of guys that are on tours. They can go ahead and make a lot of their programs and everything going, and then transfer it through USB into the Jupiter-X. So it all works there. That also being said, excuse me, the difference between the X and the XM again is the build quality. Once you see this guy in person, it is like a tank. It's old school Roland. It feels like a Jupiter 8 with the aluminum panels and the metal top, and it even has the a whole grill on the top, for the heat. But it's not really heat like the old school days. But it's great. And then once you play the keys are amazing. So it's all good. So the main difference I think is going to be the build quality between the two. And then also in the keys. But they all work together. And then also both the Jupiter-X and the XM, you can import and export Zen Core files, Zen Core tones from the Jupiter-X and XM and also into the new Phantom, and then soon some of the MC 101 and 707 products, and I think also the Axe Edge maybe in the summer possibly. So there's a lot of stuff cooking at Roland, just as a FYI. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great information, man. It looks like Roland is really going with the Zen Core audio engines and all that. So that's good to know that they're trying to unify it in most of their new products.
Absolutely, yeah, because and there's nothing against any of the other Roland products. Always coming up with new technology. Like the V piano that was out a couple of years ago. So now it's inside the RD2000 digital piano, and it's a couple other pianos, and it's also inside the Phantoms. The technology from the RDs is now some of it is in here, the Jupiter-X, because we know that sometimes our players, our musicians, they have to be able to do a variety of music live. And so we try and make it as much as possible. And then with the Jupiter-X and the XM, but more the X, with this form factor of the keyboard, it really feels nice when you're playing some of the vintage sounds like the Jupiters and Junos and so forth, to have all the tactile controls on top. It's just really a nice playing situation. Yeah. So
yeah. So one last question. As far as
absolutely.
A while back, I had a Juno 106, which I love the sound of the thing.
Yeah.
I love it, but I wound up selling it, and I just wondered, does this new Jupiter-X have that sound set or sound engine from the 106?
Absolutely. So if we were watching earlier. Inside the Jupiter-X, we have different model banks. So we have the model banks of the Jupiter 8, which currently I think if you were to go look for a Jupiter 8, I think they're about $6,000. You guys on the chat help me. Juno 106, it has, the Juno 106 is in here. So if we look at the screen, it's the Juno 106, and it even has a lot of the original patches that came with it, and of course some new ones. So and of course the JX8P, the SH101, the XV5050, and the RD piano. So the Juno 106 is in there. That engine is in there. So it'll be just like going home for you. It'll be pretty cool. But then
that's awesome, man.
For that price, you're getting a Jupiter 8, because like I said, if you were to go out and find a Jupiter 8, depending on the condition of that particular unit, it could be close to $6,000 or more, right around there. Right around there. So at this price point, this is a steal, and it's new. Jupiter 8s and Juno 106s, they're closely approaching probably 35, 38 years old. So they're getting harder to find parts for.
It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. That's partly one of the reasons. I mean, the one I had, the 106 I had, was like in really good, condition. It was awesome, but I'm like, man, this thing is gonna break any day, and I just don't want to be dealing with repairs and all that,
Absolutely. And then one thing I want everybody out here to know is the vintage synths that you have, such as the Jupiter 8, Juno 106, some of the other ones, you know what? Keep those pristine. Keep those in the studio. Please still use those for your projects and stuff, but take the newer boards out to gig. Take them out to do some of the road work, because as these synths age, it's harder and harder to find parts for them. And Roland typically has parts for about 10 years on the keyboards. But we're talking about keyboards that are well over 30 years old. So just keep that in mind. So that's my thing. If you have a vintage Roland, like some of these older ones, and now with the System 8 and the Jupiter-X and the XM and the Phantoms and the JX, the JDXA and on these different synths and the boutiques, get these guys and keep those vintage ones. Keep them clean. Keep them safe. Still use them on projects, but man, if you got to go out on the road and you got to go take these out to get beat up, keep the vintage ones at home, in my opinion, and then take these newer ones out so they can do a little bit of road work and you keep those pristine. Because I even have a JX3P that was in a flood in Houston, and it's going to be hanging up in my studio. It's inoperable, but I consider those things, even when they die, they're like art, and I won't trash them. They just look great. So cool.
Yeah, I agree, man. All that '80s color schemes and all that stuff is just great to look at, and man, it just brings a lot of good memories from back in the day.
Absolutely, great memories from back in the day. So cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man. I appreciate you taking my call, man, and continued success to your show, man, and just keep at it, man.
All right, you guys be safe and take care, and we'll talk to you again some other time.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, great. So that was one call. So if anybody else wants to call, thank you again for calling in. I really appreciate that. The Google phone number is 210-504-7403. The Google number is is 1-210. I don't think it's 1 if you're inside the U.S. But if you're outside the U.S., I think it's 1. But the number is 210-504-7403. Give me a holler if you want to chat for a minute. I am just looking at some of these comments. I know Scott's talking, but I see a lot of things going on. Oops, here we go. Yeah, all of you guys, this is great. So I love all the camaraderie in here. And let's see, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Thank you, Scott, for monitoring that. Anybody else wants to give me a call, it's at my Google number. It is 210-504-7403. And until we get a call, let's go out and make some other sounds in here. I want to go ahead and make some bass sounds, maybe have a little bit of fun with that, and go ahead and get that going. So let's go ahead and choose another scene. I'm going to go into the scene here. Oh, wait, another call. Here we go. Weatherford, Texas.
Call from
Sam.
Hello, Sam. Hi, this is Diaz. You're on the Synth Talk. Hello?
Hey, thank you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm trying to get my video to catch up with you, but I don't think it can.
No,
so I'll just have to.
There's a delay.
There's a delay, yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
So how are you doing? What
can I help? How's everything going?
Everything's going great. We're just here working over here. And actually, I saw your phone says Weatherford, Texas. I went to college at Weatherford College there for a couple of years in the jazz band back in the early 90s. So I know that area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of good people there. So do you have any questions on the Jupiter-X or any of the Roland products so we can kind of help you out while we're here?
Yeah, I do. For the Jupiter-X, is there a way to okay, so I noticed you have a lot of controls on the front panel there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to access every control, like even the ones that are deep inside the menu? Is there you know what I mean? Is there an extra way to get deeper into the menu without having to actually go into the...
Oh, well, there's going to be some, like I just moved in, you'll see it in the replay, but there are some things, if we were going to the menu, we can't put everything on top because it would just be littered. There would be so much. But say if
I figured so much.
So if I go into the scene edit, for example, if I go into my scene edit, there, we have different shortcuts. Like if you hold shift and you do the arrow down, it'll jump to the next section of that lower menu, so it just varies in there. And if we also arrow to the right, we can see different things in here. So there are going to be certain functionalities that we're going to have to keep it under the hood, just because there's not something that we're going to touch that often, not all the time. Now, we try to do on top of the keyboard, we tried to keep in mind things that you would use in a live performance situation or something that's normal. Because if we look at the top of the Jupiter-X, of course, we put LFO and arpeggio and the oscillator mixer, everything kind of within arm's reach. And even so much, the cutoff knob is in a real easy spot to reach. And it's even separated from the other things with other parameters within the filter section. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to grab everything under the hood, but we tried to make it everything that you needed when you go ahead and you're shaping sounds accessible to you. But there are other functions that unfortunately you do need to go in there. But the cool thing in Sam is that if I need to go in there, I can pretty much do it all with my left hand because I have all my page and arrows, my exit, enter, everything right in here. So you're just going to get used to like going in there, and it's going to be for real specific things, not stuff that you need all the time. So that's that's really good to know. Yeah.
I did have one other question.
Sure.
Okay, I got some of my old IRA gear still,
Cool.
like the MX1.
Okay.
And is this something that will talk to the MX1? Is it something you can sync with the MX1? Possibly the Arpeggiator could be synced to it?
Absolutely. If we went, and I haven't tried it, I don't have an MX1 here right now, but if we were to go in via MIDI, because the MX1 also has MIDI, we could go into MIDI and then we could decide whether the MX1 is the master or the Jupiter-X is the master. And that would just, be something to kind of play with and figure out who you like to be in charge. You know what I mean? I prefer my keyboards to be the masters, but, like say a Jupiter-X or a Phantom, depending on my rig. But some guys are more, they like the MX kind of feel, that whole mixer kind of vibe. And so it's just up to you. But yes, long story short, yes, via MIDI, they will be able to sync up together and talk. Absolutely. So you can totally do that.
That's excellent news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing these shows. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
I even appreciate the old videos for like the old synthesizers, like the Phantom G8 and all those good ones.
And
so thank you for everything you do.
All right, thank you so much, Sam. You take care, and we'll talk to you some other time. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Awesome. So great call from Sam. Reminds me of my old college days. College, I went there for a little bit to study with some other great jazz musicians back in the day. And so anyway, I missed somebody else called, but I had Sam on the line. So if you want to call back, whoever that was, that's 210-504-7403. I love seeing the chat. Everybody's chatting away, having a good time. I'll try and get in there. Oh, okay, I see somebody wants me to get into and just play around with the Arpeggiator. That's a good. So go ahead if someone wants to give me a call. And we're going to get some more into here, and while I find something to play with the Arpeggiator. So I'm going to go into my scene. Let me go ahead and switch this for you guys. I'm going to go into one of the scenes I remember I think was pretty decent. Is in the 3 section. Oh, another call coming in. Hold on. Where did it go? I don't want to answer it from. There it is.
Call from
Rick Marston.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, Rick. Hi, Ed Diaz here. How are you, sir?
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Just having a good time talking with all of my other keyboard friends.
That's awesome. I'm totally enjoying the show and this entire series, first of all.
Oh,
Very
wonderful.
Professional, just like everything that you've done in the past.
Oh, thank you.
And like everyone else who is actually following this, we're all big fans of you. So
awesome.
Keep up your good work, your good energy, and your incredible knowledge and sharing it with the world, because we all need it right now.
Oh, absolutely, we need it. That's one of the reasons. I'm very lucky. My bosses didn't tell me to do this, and fortunately, no one's shut me down as of yet. But just kind of sharing this with. I just figure a lot of us aren't used to being at home, or this is a good time for me to kind of like. And myself and Scott Berry to kind of just kind of share. And since you're at home, just lock yourself in your studio, have some fun. Let's learn some stuff. and then when go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, and then when you
no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. And then when you emerge from your studio from this quarantine, you're going to have a lot more tricks and tips and stuff that you can use at the gig, and everybody's going to be like, what did you do? He said, well, I worked on my synth, and I learned how to use it. So absolutely.
So hopefully we'll have a lot more music to share with the world, and I think this is actually how the universe is trying to bring humanity together in a way to get to spend time together, one, to reunite our friendships and family together, and again, be creative and connect. And
Absolutely.
This new synthesizer, the Jupiter-X, is a wonderful way, and I'm so excited about this. Now, my wife is my keyboardist in my band, and we play a lot of synths together, and
Awesome.
she knows how much the Jupiter-8 means to me, and to see that the Jupiter-X is coming out with the Jupiter-8 in and the Juno, etc., it's so exciting. So,
absolutely.
I don't mean to be goofy or anything like that, but I was very interested in the cross mod section, because that was one of the things about the original Jupiter-8 that I used to have with the Encore MIDI. It was, I think, it was a 12-bit. Forgive me, I think it was. But the cross mod was so fun to tweak, because you would take something beautiful and just mutate it into something horrendous.
Let me
or
see.
Scary and very industrial.
Let me see here.
Yeah, let's just see if that was something, because I know somebody else is also interested in the cross mod.
Yeah, let me see here, because honestly, it's so funny. I didn't get a chance to work with the Jupiter-8 until the JP-08 Boutique came out, because whenever one would show up at the office, a lot of people that didn't play keys would just like ooh and on and just like move, So it wasn't until I got the JP-08 Boutique that it was like a primer for learning for me. And then I was at a synth show in Dallas, the Dallas synth meetup that they have every so often for my guy Brandon out there in Dallas. That was the first time I ever laid hands on an actual Jupiter-8, and then from the little boutique, it actually trained me how to use a Jupiter-8. But let me see in the cross mod, and since I'm not very experienced with a Jupiter-8, and I'm still learning on this guy. Oh, here we see. And I'm trying to choose some sounds that have some cross mod. Let me make it, and you can see this on the replay. I know it's hard when we're on the phone because of the delay. And here we go. So just, and I know it's hard to hear out there, but when you hear,
You can definitely hear the all that you need. It's a big shift in the tone that makes it so insane.
Yeah, and it's on Ike's mod on this particular sound, but I know I always go in and it's this one set on the Roland filter. I just love adjusting the filter, and then maybe maybe a little resonance, and then adjust.
God, it's exciting, Ed. That is so exciting.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. Open up that filter, closing the filter a little bit.
Yeah.
And then live, bringing it back up. Drop it an octave, which you couldn't do before. And a little aftertouch. Yeah, so that's just I was just using, and you'll see it in the video, the Bright Pad. Ooh, did I have it? Yeah, I got it going. Bright Pad 1, and that has the cross mod going, and I was just tweaking a little bit of the cutoff and resonance to really get it in there. And it's really exciting that we can sound like that with we're just using one model. So we didn't stack a Jupiter or stack it with any of the XV5080 sounds or even the Zen Core yet. So if we wanted to, we could actually build like if I wanted to on here, obviously I can come in and say, all right, let's go to part 2. And let me turn off, let me see, shift, part 2. So it just shows that one. And I'll go ahead and take it and put another Jupiter. And then let's do that octave pad. And then maybe adjust the pitch on there. Let me take my face off of here. And maybe do a little bit of pitch. Whoa. And then maybe mix it, turn on part 1 and part 2. And adjust. And just kind of have fun with it. All the different stuff. But it is so much fun. It is so much fun. And
well, I think the question that I think a lot of people are having inside, because a lot of people who are interested in the Jupiter-X are obviously fans who have enjoyed the polysynth era, the 80s, the late 70s and the 80s. Of course, I'm a big fan of Duran Duran.
Okay.
My big question in the universe of Jupiter 8 owners, do you think that Nick Rhodes of Duran Duran is going to have this on his rig? That's just a silly question.
I bet you he is, because he did go over to the JDXA when that one was fresh out. And I don't know for sure because that's in the UK and those guys over there. But I'm pretty sure if Duran Duran does go out, there's a high probability that he will have the Jupiter-X. And then what was the song that he used the Jupiter 8 on? That had the
there was Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Favorite Prayer was the big one.
Yeah.
Favorite Wolf was the dun 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 type of
yeah.
Which was very simple to do, and that was so cool.
So
everybody knows that the Jupiter 4 was the one that did Rio. So hey.
Yeah, and did you tune in yesterday when we were talking about Jupiter 4? Yeah. It was
a fun series, Ed. Thank you so much for doing what you are doing, and you are really making this an exciting and fun experience.
Great, my pleasure. Stay tuned. I think tomorrow we might switch over to Phantom. I'm getting my Phantom people are like, hey man, what about us? So we'll probably switch over to Phantom and show integration with Phantom and Logic for recording and some stuff there.
I will be there, my friend, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot to all my friends and supporters, too, to make sure that they tune in on this, because you are awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Ed.
Hey, thank you. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
Awesome. So another nice call. So once again, we'll do maybe a couple more calls. You can call my Google number, 210-504-7403. That's 210-504-7403. Like I said, tomorrow we might go ahead and switch to Phantom. I'm getting some of my Phantom users are like, hey, what about us? So, I think we'll talk a little bit on Phantom. I think they want to see a lot of integration with Logic and also possibly with Mainstage. And so we can do that. And I got to get to them because we'll probably do that also with the Jupiter-X. I got to see if the drivers are available. Got to double check that and make sure it's working just so you guys can see it. Because a lot of our keyboards, such as the Phantom, you can have up to 16 layers, 16 layers going simultaneously. And then if you go through the USB into your recording DAW, such as Apple Logic, it can record 16 parts of audio simultaneously. And I haven't tried it yet with the Jupiter-X, but I'm curious, will the Jupiter-X allow me to take all the 4 stackable parts and the rhythm and record them separately? So that's an experiment that we have to do once we make sure the drivers are available for the computer. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead. If anybody else wants to call, you can call 210-504-7403 so we can talk. I know my phone is running kind of low, but we will talk for as long as we can until it dies. But let's go ahead and I see some of the chats going. I see some of the guys just talking all bunch of stuff. It's all over the place. All right, cool. All right, so that's cool. I see a lot of opinions going out there. That's great. And about other keyboards beating this or beating that. But where are those people? Are they helping you? I think not. Anyway, so this is something that's cool. If we want to go in through, let me go back to sounds, unless I get another phone call. Go back to the top here. And let's see. So I'll go ahead and let's play through some scenes in here and just kind of talk about them and see if there's something that you guys want. I saw everybody be nice. Okay, I'm just seeing what everybody. I see an angry face in there, and I saw a sorry. So you guys be nice. If you need to take a break, put on some gel, social distance, even in the chat. You guys be nice. So let's go ahead and go back in through some different of the model banks, or if there's a particular sound that you would want to see if we can recreate, that would be great. And I am looking real quick. If there's something you guys want, yeah, it's all over the place, but this is pretty cool. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just go ahead and go through scenes. Once again, if you want to give me a call, that number is 210-504-7403 through my Google number. It is on right now. 210-504-7403. Once again, I'm going to go through some different. Let's see what I'm trying to think of what sounds I want to hear. You know what? I think I want to go ahead and put like a Juno 106 brass with maybe some of the XV brass or Zen Core brass and see what we can come up with. So let's go ahead and do that now, kind of have a little bit of fun and see what we come up with. So I'm going to go to another scene, and I'm going to go back to the scene bank 16. Remember, press and hold scene and hit the 16 bank, and then I'm going to choose an initialize. Doesn't matter which one. That's great. So I'm going to choose in my part, I'm going to put in part 1, in the model bank, I'm going to put a Juno. So I'm going to go into the Juno right here, and I'm just going to find a nice brass in here, and I'll go to some of the old school brass. Oh, look at this sound. I changed my mind. Let's go ahead and mix this sound with a lead. So I'm going to go into here. Let's go synth, part. I'm going to go shift, and I'm going to go to part 2. And then in this one, I am going to go ahead and choose, on the model bank, I'm going to choose one of the Zen Core sounds in here. So let's take a look in here, and I'm going to jump around, see what I can find. I see some synth brass right there. And let's go find a lead. Got some synth sequence, some pulsating, beat and groove, and finding the lead synth FX. Okay, hold on, finding them. Synth pads, synth strings. All right, bells, synth poly keys. Oh, synth poly keys are pretty cool. Probably ensemble brass sax. Just going through sounds real fast. See what we can find. Okay. I think it's going to probably be here in the synth poly key area. Down in here is probably a lot of sounds. Got mallets, stuff. All right, go through. Okay, I might choose one of these guys. Let me make sure. That's it. All right, that's 10. And just going through. See if I find leads. I see a lot of that stuff here. All right, so I think I'm going to go with some of these. I think it was in number 10, the poly keys. Or you know what? Let's go into the XV over here, and I'm going to choose one of their leads in here. And we'll just choose one of those. And it's cool. Okay. What someone else's? Okay, cool. Let's go ahead. Go into here. And I'm going to pick some different XV5080 sounds right in here. And here we go. And we'll see if we can kind of mix them. Okay. We're going to mix them in here with that. And I might go ahead and choose one of these. This creamy bass. And I'm going to mix it with that lead that we just found a minute ago. Turn it on. That's kind of a cool lead. Now let's go ahead and put another part in there, part 3. And in the model bank, I'm going to choose another XV sound. And I see the move from the creamy bass, and we can go ahead and choose one of the other ones. So here we go. And I'm going to shut off part 1 and part 2 so I can focus. Let's mix it with this brass. You would never think to put a brass with a bass and with that lead. And I'm going to bring down that lead a little bit. And also I'm going to turn off that reverb and delay. Or if I want to, go ahead and turn that off. So as you see, just kind of having fun choosing sounds. I'm going to go ahead and slowly wrap this up. We're going to get this going, and we're going to go ahead and have more fun going through some more sounds later. Once again, this is Ed Diaz. If anyone wants to give me a call, you have about 5 minutes before we kind of cut this. So if the number is 210-504-7403, I'd love to hear what any of you have to say. 210-504-7403. Just give me a holler, and then we can just talk for a little bit. And then once again, tomorrow, I think we're going to move over to Phantom and show Phantom recording into using MainStage and also Apple Logic. We're going to give that a shot. And then as soon as I get the drivers and make sure everything's working here with the Jupiter-X, I would probably do the same with that one, okay? And then if you guys have any ideas of other topics you would like to see, please let me know in the comments, not the chat, but in the comments of the video. And if you like with this kind of chat, go ahead or if you don't like it, that's fine. Go ahead and hit the subscribe, like, or dislike button, and then also put the bell for the receipt notify, and then we can kind of go from there. Actually, let me get Scott. Oh, everybody's asking for IR. Let me get Scott on the phone real quick, so I'll bring in IR. I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat because it's hard for me to follow all that, but Scott is my eyes on the chat. Let's get Scott. Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I got you on the phone because I am missing comments. I see comments flying, but let me go ahead and go to the IARP because I was like, oh yeah. I'm just getting sidetracked. Okay, it's crazy when you got a camera in front of you, people, and you got there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all good. It's all good. I think in the scene, I think that was what I see. That was the IARP. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let me shut that off. I guess in this IARP, what I'll go ahead and do is, see, Scott, help me on this one. I think if you guys want, I can go through some of the different. Well,
when you just go through the scenes, the initial scenes from like Bank 1, Bank 2, so on and so forth, a lot of them are already set up. Just keep pushing one until you see that IR button light up. And you know it has it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, here's one. Just to see.
Thank you, Fire Chris. Nice to be back.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I'm going to put it so everybody can see. And now I'm going to change the rhythm. Now the clap. Go to another one. I'm kind of digging that one. That one's pretty cool. Oops.
Yeah. Also play around with, I'm sure some of you guys are definitely aware of this, but the beat detector and the key detector and what they do. A lot of the IARP stuff will react to the way that you play, whether if you play fast or really hard or really mellow.
Okay.
And things will change. This is what makes it cool. So play with stuff like that.
Let's see what I got. I'll put it on hold. Let's go. I'm going to change a little bit of that. I'm going to start going through the rhythm. Let's go through some of the rhythms. So just a basic beat. Okay, let's go to another one. Let's go through some more. Little claps. Go through just a loop. And I'm going to adjust the type in the keys. Let's see. And this nice. Let's adjust another one. Let's put it different. Let's go to another one. Let's try. Oh, this is a good one, Scott. I think on these, I think when they have the I think that's when they really react to you, and they're not stagnant. Here we go. I think these are the ones we're talking about. You still there, Scott?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
I think these are the ones. So maybe we'll play it kind of a chilled out, and then. And I'll have it hold. Let's go to another one. Let me find another scene right here that has that.
Go into a whole nother bank, like
okay.
2 or 3 or something.
Let's try that. Okay. Let's find one. And if everybody looks, you can kind of see. Let me put it so you can see a little bit better. We'll be able to see if it turns red, you can tell real fast if it has there. So this one has a hold on the arpeggio. Let me see. And I want that on and off to come on, I think. That's what I want to come on. Oh, here's one. Yeah, let's try this one, see what this is. Let's see what that rhythm has, if it has anything on there. It's supposed to have kick. Let's see. Let me try another one. That's cool. And if we look, oh. Here's something good, Scott, that I just kind of learned. Okay, I'm not hearing any drums.
No.
But if
Yeah.
I look on the part, let's see, the part 5 for rhythm is off. This is something good for everybody to see. So on that particular one, I see that beat is on and all this stuff is on, but I'm not hearing any beat. Well, if I go to the part, now it should kick in. Let's see what happens. I'm just curious. This is partly what we do, just kind of figuring stuff out. Okay, so let's see. Now we got the beat. And I have it on hold. And let's change that a little bit more. Let's go to some of these. I see the TR-808. Let's see what happens here. Oh, turn it on. A little bit different vibe. And then we'll go and change a little bit over here. Let's see what happens. Bass auto. Okay, let's see what happens. Pretty interesting. Let me go through. What do you say, Scott? Let me go find another bank, another scene bank.
Yeah, some of the stuff that was in 3 or 4. I mean, Pinwheels is a great one to show how you just hit a chord and then you roll a chord, how everything changes.
Okay, let's go through. Oh, I think
the
this
Jupiter Experience or something like that is a good one to show.
This is one that I really like.
It hard and mellow.
This Koji Party. I think this one. Yeah, this one, if I just play relax. Let's try another one. Try another one, let's see.
Yeah, that's a good one to show mellow and
Cutoff. Yeah, that one's a real nice one. And that one, for those of you, is that Jupiter Edge. That one's pretty cool. But don't forget, we can also go in here and we can make adjustments to the rhythm. So turn it on. I think I'm going to use this one to just go through rhythms so everybody can kind of hear. That's pretty cool. So we got that, and I'll change what that type over here, that arpeggio. That's a cool vibe right there. ahead and shut off the key part, and we can just hear the drums. That's cool. Go ahead and adjust. Or another one. Oops. So Scott, these are pretty cool. We can put these rhythms pretty much anywhere when we're coming up with stuff. So if we wanted to, you can go ahead and build your scene based off of the rhythm and then just play accordingly. So that one's a pretty cool one. Let's go into another one.
Yeah, so just so you hear, Robert St. John said scene 111. So that wouldn't be this on the X because this one has some other stuff in it.
So this
would probably be
scene 311?
311, which is where you're at, was the Jupiter Edge. This is the one that got him to go ahead and purchase the Jupiter XM. Just that scene, that IARP and that scene alone.
Let's take a listen to this.
And I think we just saw the Garden House said that he had ordered. Did you just pre-order the X Garden House, or this is something you did a couple weeks ago? Out of curiosity, let us know.
Yeah. So that's always real nice. If you happen to order one, that's awesome. Let's see. Let's hear this one that got Robert in here.
So play this one quickly and play this one mellow.
Oh, okay. So I can start off mellow here. Just do the basic chords. Did you hear it sounded like something was pitch bending in there? It went on some of that when I started doing some of the lines. It sounded like the IARP was making something kind of like do this kind of weird bend. Like it was a cool bend, a bend kind of way. Did you hear that?
Very, very possible. I mean, the IARP is a lot more powerful than I think a lot of people understand with what you're doing and what you're playing. It's again, it's hard for me to hear over the phone.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I'm getting a completely different feed.
So,
but, I mean, just being able to play mellow with it and it does one thing, and play aggressive with it and it does another thing it's so cool to have that kind of control.
Yeah, that's absolutely cool. Well, I tell you what, everybody, let's see. We're already. Oh, my camera got tired of me just talking and says I'm taking a break. Turning the camera back on. Great. All right, so we are approaching the 2-hour mark. I tell you what, we got some more into the IARP. I think we might have to do some videos of just IARP again in here. So
definitely.
I tell you what, let's keep. If you like the channel, you like what we're doing, please make sure and subscribe, hit the notify, and then hit the like button. Even if you don't like it, go ahead and put the thumbs down. That's all good with me. It's all good.
Speaking of that, I have a theory that there's one guy that works at YouTube that all he does is goes around and puts a thumb down on every single video.
Yeah, it's all good.
I can see on this one we already have the thumb down, so he's already been here.
You know, it's all good. All my videos, I always get one thumb down, so it's kind of like a thing. So it's like it's all good. It's all good. It's fine. That's fine. So anyway, everybody, if you want to see more videos, please let us know in the comments. If you like what you're seeing, let us know. If you have some ideas for some future shows, I think we're going to do Phantom next, integrated with Logic and Mainstage. I think tomorrow, and then. or Friday. I'm trying to decide. Go ahead, Scott. You were going to say something?
Real quick, you had talked about the Phantom integrating with the computer and being able to send out 16 stereo outs through USB.
Yes.
The Jupiter-X and the Jupiter-XM will both send out a stereo mix track through USB, and then each part individually, including the drums. So 1 and 2 is stereo, 3 and 4 is part 1, 5 and 6 is part 2, and so on and so forth. So just so you know, you can track everything individually and MIDI at the same time. In fact, we did a video on that with the XM.
Yeah. I see someone just add, Lord Tunes Piano Reviewer ask, how long should I test this for a week before buying it? I don't understand. Or should I buy it right away? I'm not sure.
I would get it right away.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you're not going to like with it. It's just an incredible piece. There's no question.
Hey, someone says Rich Formidoni, thumbs down all the vids. Everyone knows it. Dude, Rich Formidoni is my brother, bro. I love
Yeah.
Rich. He is our bro. Like, you guys don't even know. So, no, Rich and I go way back, and I love Rich and his family. So, it's not Rich, okay? It's not Rich. It's not Rich. Rich will thumb down me to my face. He's but he's my brother. he will be like, Ed, that's horrible, blah. But no, we're all supportive and loving of each other. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, put some nice comments down outside of the chat. We always love to hear those. If you have any constructive criticism or just criticism, that's fine. Get it off your chest while you're locked up in your house like the rest of us. Also, make sure to go wash your hands. Be nice to people out in the street. Take care of the elderly, and just, we're going to get through this. Tomorrow, I think we're going to talk about Phantom and integration with Apple Logic and MainStage. And then after I make sure and update this Jupiter-X to the most recent update, and I'll see if I can have some drivers, maybe we can work on that possibly Friday or maybe Monday. Anyway, this is Ed Diaz and Scott Berry, and thank you for everyone that called in. I'd love to hear more of you call in when you get the opportunities, and you guys take care. This is Ed Diaz signing off. Remember to like, subscribe, be nice to each other, wash your hands, stay away, and let's just all get through this. All right, you guys take care, and we will talk to you later.
Guys.
All right, bye.